Hello, I'm Spaztastic and welcome to Spaztastic TV. Today we're going to be looking at the Vivitar 757 HD. Now, I don't do unboxings on this channel because it's just unnecessary padding in a video, so we're just going to go ahead and jump cut to it being open. See, I told you I was just going to jump cut to me having it open. Now, it actually has this little silicone rubber case for it, which I think's for if you're putting it into water. I mean, I don't really know how it keeps water out of it. But anyhow, this thing already, I can tell you right off the bat, has one design flaw. And it has to do with where the micro SD card goes in there. Of which the part where the little bump is on this side. So you got to kind of have like maybe a pair of pliers or really slender fingers or good fingernails in order to actually get it out. But not the world's biggest problem. Micro USB to charge it. I'm going to find out if it'll actually, when it's recording on dash cam, if you can have it plugged in, because that was one of the biggest gripes I have with the 786 and the 783 HD that Vivitar has. Is that you couldn't plug it in and record video at the same time because it would automatically just go to PC cam, and I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure somebody in the comment section will let me know what it's trying to do right there. But anyhow, this thing has 3 buttons on the top. One's for power, one's for the menu thing, and the menus are kind of weird to go through because in order to get through the menus in this camera, it's got to sit here. I guess I could just turn it on and show you, which is right here, Vivitar, we make fun. And you hit the power button, boom, it flips the screen over, that's for dash cam, and then boom for picture taking. Now, what I was talking about, which was, you see how it sits out there and it's cycling through the menus? It's because this has no arrow keys on it to really do anything. So, that's a thing. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked right there. You just cycle through the functions. You have the recordability, and you press the little circle button, and M's for menu. I think you get the point. So I'm going to test out the dash cam functionality of this thing first, and then I'm going to, I guess I'll record going out to the car with it. But yeah, this is gonna have to work with the wonders of editing on this one. Now, I'm going to mount this camera in the back of my Durango, seeing as I already have a dash cam out in front, and might as well go drive around, seeing as that Marilyn Monroe's got a new set of shoes. Alright, since I was talking about this camera, I was showing the dash cam functionality of it, and there's probably, I guarantee there's a question of how long do the intervals record, how long will it record? I was actually kind of surprised to find out that yes, it will keep recording while the power's going to it, as long as it's not like from a computer. If it's one of your freaking outlets in your car, it seems to work just fine. But the only thing is that for a dash cam, you'd have to mount it up front, because you actually have to manually start and stop the thing, and I think just like a lot of cheaper dash cams, once it gets a power surge, it kind of corrupts its save files, but it also might be a problem with the micro SD card, because I actually had somewhat more interesting videos on a different SD card, but then somehow the files got corrupted and I couldn't play any of them, so yeah. Oh well, that's just, that might just be a problem with my equipment, not necessarily the camera itself. But anyhow, let's talk about the mounts that it comes with. Because, well, Vivitar always throws in mounts, but this is a new one for me. This is just a little cheapo suction mount, which, as you can tell, because it was sitting in the back window and it sat there just fine, is that it works okay. I mean, the only thing I don't like about it is this little sway thing. I mean, I've cranked this down to the point where I can't really crank it down any tighter without fear of breaking the freaking thing in half. And it still sways fairly easily. It's got your handlebar mount, which I'm going to go use here in a minute, and a helmet mount, which it also has a strap to put it on it, and like a little sticky pad so you can stick it on right there. One of the biggest issues I've had with these little cameras is, and a lot of other people have pointed it out, I know the 783 didn't do it as bad, the 786 did do it kind of bad, which was wow and flutter, and so I actually have a video that I'm planning on doing a little bit in the future that I'm going to go test this out on, because if anything's going to shake the shit out of it and see if it's got some flutter, it'll be it. So I guess to make this video a little bit more interesting with another video test, and I might take a few pictures with it. Who knows? I'm going to go mount this on my big block mongoose and see where it goes from there. And hopefully I can make this video somewhat more interesting, considering this thing doesn't have the greatest video quality. Okay, microphone though. Anyhow, let's get on with that. All right, so as you're seeing right there, when it was just on the handlebar of the bike and I was riding it, it looked just fine. But however, if you want to see a good way to shake the shit out of a camera, mount it to something with a 2-stroke engine on it. That'll really shake it. I mean, I literally titled that clip "The Wave" when I put it into my video editor. But anyhow, there is one last test I need to do with this camera, since it claims to be waterproof, and I'm actually really hesitant to say if it is. I mean, behind the little cover where it has the charging and you put the micro SD, I probably could have showed you that it has a little rubber piece right there to try to keep water out. But anyhow, I guess we might as well do fish cam, and then I'll wrap up with some of my thoughts and then play some loud techno music and just keep droning on right here. Just for the record right there, you may have noticed that there was some sound in the background on top of the music, and I actually had to, in my video editor, turn the volume on that way down because I didn't realize that aquarium filter was that loud. But anyhow, yeah, the camera's waterproofed. I was kind of hoping it wasn't, and that's how I'm going to get up to my normal wrapping up, because usually if I wrap this up, I'd set it on the tripod and then sit there and try to record the end of the video with that. But this camera has been such a pain in the ass to work with. You know how many times I pressed the record button just to record that little 20-second long clip in my of just filming some of my goldfish in my aquarium, that I pressed the record button and it immediately switched over to dash cam mode and stopped recording. And it did it like three, four freaking times. And it does do that repeatedly, and it is so freaking frustrating. And I think that's pretty much a good way to wrap this thing up. If the video quality on this was good, I mean, like as good as like the 786 HD, which they have, the Vivitar has, you can still pick those up in Walmart, I would recommend this, even though it's a pain in the ass to use. But the video quality is worse than the one they used to carry, which was a 783 HD. And so, based off of that, I mean, I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to come off as an elitist asshole when I'm sitting and ragging on a cheap piece of technology like this. I understand that it's cheap. But I've bought cheap cameras like this, like especially like the Vivitar 783 HD, where you turn it on, you press record, it just does what it does, and it does it so easily that I still like using that camera. Something like this, on the other hand, that's pretty much how I feel about it. Supposedly it's shock resistant, didn't have a silicone protector on. So hopefully this helped inform you on a purchase. If you think it's acceptable, that's fine. Personally, I really don't like it, mainly because of the user experience. But anyhow, I'm Spaztastic. Thanks for watching. Some loud techno music will play now. Woo.